to see if AK and Eversley are actually going to do something. I doubt it. I do look at this team in this front office, and to me, it just seems like a team that's content on with the only two new faces that we really have are Noah Essengay and Isaac Okoro. And bringing back Josh Giddey, I've resigned to the fact or realization, whatever you want to call it, that a front office wanting to see the majority of a team come back that went on the run that the Bulls did last year is not something that I can't knock that as a bad thing. I can't knock that as a bad thing if that's what they want to do. The problem then comes in at is that has AK, if he does decide to make a move between now and the start of the season, has he missed the opportunity to get the most value back? And that's just a question that I think I'm going to have regardless of when it's AK, just because of how he's done deals or lack thereof since he's run the Chicago Bulls. It's just that he isn't a GM that really is aggressive about going out there and getting stuff done. He's never been that, right? But, he has been somebody who always waits, it seems like, too late to make the deal. Alex Caruso, multiple first-round picks offered at the trade deadline. You end up trading him in the offseason for Josh Giddey. Now, Josh is a fine player. I'm not worried about that. I like Josh Giddey being here, and I want the Bulls to keep him. But you have that, right? Zach LaVine, the New York Knicks trade. A year and a half later, now you're actively moving him, and you aren't able to move him, right? We've talked about that. I think it was 3 first-round picks on the table that was there when the Bulls had that opportunity. You turned it down, right? Andre Drummond, 2 second-round picks. You let him walk for nothing in free agency. You probably knew you were going to let him walk, but why did you do that, right? Alonzo Ball, most recently, offered a pick that became the 18th overall pick. You turn around and trade him 3-4 months later, and you get Isaac Okoro back. Isaac Okoro, again, another fine player, but maybe that's more so something that gears towards the front office. They value players more than picks, and I guess I get that to a degree. We heard the same thing about the Suns when it came to KD. They were valuing the players they get back more necessarily than the picks, even though they did get the 10th overall pick back in that. But it's just everything that AK does, you always look on it, and it's almost like every time it's like, yeah, but you could have got better just a couple of months ago. Why didn't you do that? And the fact that it keeps repeating that way, and I get it, hindsight is always going to be a thing. In every NBA move, hindsight is going to be a thing. You already have people after Juan Behringer's performance in Summer League, they're talking about, oh my God, the Bulls got the wrong forward. It's like we haven't even seen Noah Essengay play. More on that in a second, right? But that's just the nature of sports. That's the nature of basketball. That's the nature of sports conversation, especially when you have a fan base that's been as thirsty as Bulls fans have been, rightfully so, I might add, been for what they need for this team. All those things included, like, it matters. And, we'll see what the Bulls end up doing. But to hear that from somebody, and Brett Siegel as well, is somebody that you take, as all these insiders, all these NBA reporters, you always take everything they say with a grain of salt.